Well, because normally we start at 8, so now we're
That's
starting.
true. Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna wrap it up real quick too.
That's right.
It's gonna be a
we're
it's
gonna
gonna be a 20-minute
we're
episode.
gonna start it. We're gonna end it,
That's what I'm saying.
and you're never gonna know what to do.
Let's make this episode as short as possible. Try to
That's
get through everything as quickly as we can.
How quick? How quick
Yeah.
can you show us your cans for Christ?
Show us a can.
That's it. I don't need this cable in front of me right now. So we're gonna put it over there.
I wish I'm just over here looking at my phone like it's got answers for me. Where are the answers?
Help me, Jeff
Oh.
Bezos.
Bezos! Help me, Jeff. Oh, Jeff Bezos is helping me out big time this year because I'm doing everything on Amazon
Yeah.
for my
Oh
Christmas
my. Oh
shopping.
my God.
for the most part.
Today I just got everything finished up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
I'm
all.
so behind. Like I
all
was saying
taken
about
care of.
just the depression. I've just
Mhm.
been like inert,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
And so I'm only now like waking up and being like, oh shit, I'm like 10
Yeah.
days away from Christmas. I mean, less than that.
Yeah, we're.
16th today? Oh my god,
It's the
9
17th. It's
days
the
to-
17th.
Oh god, I didn't change it on this watch yet. Oh my god, my watches are behind. Oh god.
Merry Christmas.
And all I do is just drink about it.
And a happy New Year.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
this is where we live now.
I'm thankful that Daniel came in and just kind of bogarted the Christmas gift giving this year.
Yeah,
He's
well-
been on this trail. He's kind of like Trump this year because he was like,
That's it.
he's been on the path every single year. He's like, we're going to do a Secret Santa. He keeps saying
Mhm,
it, and it
mhm.
keeps not happening quite yet.
Of course not.
But
No one
this
else
time-
wants it, so they're not going to initiate
That's
it.
right. And so he came in and he just at Thanksgiving he wedged right in and he was like, "We're doing a Secret Santa. We already got it set up.
That's right.
Pick your names. We're yeah." That's what it felt like. So I was like, okay. So I mean, it's a benefit though because I only have one person to deal with on that whole side.
That's what you like.
So I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to put all the poison into one pie.
That's right.
That's how you want to
And
do
if
it.
you're related to me and you're listening to this part
Yep.
for whatever reason,
Yep.
all right, don't
Don't-
listen to the next 5 seconds.
La,
so
la, 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 la.
I got
Plug your ears.
I got Andrew's girlfriend, and I was like, she's just like a bit younger. I don't really know much about her.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, we had gift ideas, but I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't really. I was like, I'm just going off of what she said because I don't really know her that well.
Great.
And Allison got Danielle, and she was like,
Love it.
oh. And then Danielle didn't even have a gift thing up yet.
Yes.
And so Allison's like
Yes.
freaking out. She's like, oh shit. She's like, what am
Well-
I gonna give her? Because I need to get it soon.
Yeah,
and then finally, just the other day, she updated it. So
it has a giant heart and 4 hooves.
if it don't run fast on 4 legs
That's it.
and turns into glue when it dies, then I don't
That's
think she
it.
wants anything.
I
that
like it
isn't
to have
that.
a very singular speed engine, if you know what I mean.
Just one. Just
That's
one.
right, just one of them. One of them per each, as they say. Yeah, that's how we like to see it. Well, all right. What do you say? Let's
Start
this
start
fucking
this
show.
garbage.
What else?
Start this trash.
What else we have to do?
This is gonna be just as sad as my own life.
Let's dive into the. You know, we're approaching the solstice. It's getting closer to getting light earlier, and that I know is always a beautiful turning point for me. I am ready for it not to be nighttime.
Give me the darkest night so I can
That's
change
right.
this fucking
That's right.
tide.
I want it to
Turn
be.
it.
I like warm nights, but in summertime.
Yeah,
You
oh my
know,
God.
I'm grateful for my favorite kind of snow is the kind that has rain that comes right after it that washes all the snow away.
Yeah. Let me see
That's
some beauty.
the kind
Now, don't
that
let me have
I'm
to
okay
deal
with.
Yeah,
That's-
dude.
That's what we're going for.
I feel like I'm like a Scrooge because I don't. Oh, let's just do the show.
No. You know what? Before we start,
Okay.
I have to test one more input here, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Yeah, I feel like a Scrooge sometimes because I think snow is like pretty and I like the silence and the quiet and all that that just peace. But I do not like dealing with it. I don't like dealing with my landlord's guy who comes and plows for us.
Yeah.
Is the same fucking guy who does our lawn.
Uh-huh.
And he just comes in with his pickup truck, attaches a front plow to it, and slip and slide, slopping and sliding all over my thing. And he does the shittiest fucking job. He leaves ice patches all over the goddamn
You
place.
know it.
He fucking did such a shit job, just skating around like it was like the Charlie Brown Christmas special. It was
Well,
just
yeah.
like do 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 do.
Yeah, you don't pay for the careful, the careful job where he does it very
Fucking-
gently.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna get.
No, it's like a $5. Like, can you go over there?
That's right.
For 5 minutes.
Floor
and
it.
just did it done. Floor it.
How fast can you clear this bitch? I'll tell you what. There's $100 here waiting on my dashboard. A dollar disappears every second. It takes you. It's like minute to win it in reverse.
$100 says you're too much of a bitch to finish this up in 5 minutes. But hey, it's a win-win for me.
That's it. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna enjoy my hot cocoa one way or the other.
I got a Chris Benjamin Franklin right here.
Oh my God!
And horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Yay, and then wait. What does that do? Does that blow your mind? That just happened. This corner weighing in at 180 pounds. Darkness, everybody! You've got a dirty, whorish mouth. Like a fucking amateur. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay, then. Hail to the king, baby. Fuck it, dude. Let's go bold. You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt.
And here we are. We've made it.
Hi.
We're back. We're still alive for now.
He's back.
For now, and
The man
with the behind the mask. Man, I wonder what our buddy Kane Hodder's up to right
Oh,
now.
I thought you were gonna ask what Alice Cooper's up to. I think Alice Cooper is still trying to figure out what like trans means and stuff. 'cause
Yeah,
he's
he's
didn't
not.
he have a problem with that for a minute?
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny because I'm like, you mean a guy who has his own character that's named after a girl that you're just like, you're confused
Who he
about
just
this?
kind of sticks with forever, It's like,
You're
yeah, that's
chopping your
right,
head
yeah.
off on stage, and you're like confused about how somebody could be a little different.
So because of all of the shit that I'm always studying and shit, religion and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I get Christian suggestions on my YouTube stuff sometimes,
Oh, yeah?
especially after I dive into a particular topic, and Gnosticism being Christian adjacent, right?
Sure.
And so every once in a while, there's this one video that comes across that's Alice Cooper telling his testimony about how Jesus saved his life when he was on drugs and alcohol.
What the fuck's he talking? Was he AA or something?
Oh yeah. He's all
Oh,
sober
okay.
now too. That's why he does golf. He golfs
Oh, he
instead.
golfs.
He
He
instead.
golfs like it's alcohol.
That's right. That's
And
exactly
He
right.
golfs like he's shooting up heroin.
That's he's
First of
got
all,
his,
he lays down. He ties off a vein. Heats up a spoon. Then he gets up, swings the club, and then injects.
it's a very
all that-
inefficient way of teeing off. But sometimes, we all have our process.
Yeah,
we
I
have
mean, he's
our,
not good at
our
it.
process.
But
No,
that's
no,
the
we
point.
know.
It gives
We-
him excuses to be on the green.
And this is it. It's all about the excuses you can generate and what you can pass off as original material.
That's right.
Are you losing the battle to your microphone
I've
wrestling match over
I've
there?
lost every battle that I've ever faced. I have a losing streak of 100%. So, I mean, the fact that you can even hear me on this episode,
Right.
that's a miracle. That is not my doing. That's an accident. It's totally just, oh my Lord. The voice of God
That's right.
has come
It's-
down
it's-
from the heavens and said, look,
It's a total accident.
it's an anomaly.
Yeah, well, you know what, and really what we have to remember is that it's not about what any of us individually contribute, because ultimately that amounts to dust. It's all about the team and what we've learned from James Earl Jones.
Yes.
May he rest in peace. We were talking about this before the
R.I.
show.
peeps.
You have to remember that a team is not a team unless you give a damn about one another, right?
That's a very prescient point these days.
It is very important, and I think that's the reason why James Earl
America's
Jones.
not a team
No,
anymore.
exactly. The moment that he died, It's very
can't-
similar to the last grandparent dying off, and
That's
all
right.
of the siblings
They just
split
scatter
to
to
the
the
wind.
wind.
Yeah, it's like the elder god Anu being slain and his children being departed to the edges of the world, causing all kinds of ills and
Oh, is that
nighttime
what's-
erections.
Oh man.
Well, just for the Mesopotamians, but
Oh.
some it's we all have a little Mesopotamian in us, or at least we want to sometimes, So it's
well, we're gonna get some whether we like it or
that's
not,
well,
according to this.
and sometimes that's what happens. That's it's. I mean, Pazuzu does have a snake tail.
Is that Mesopotamian Pazuzu?
Well, yeah, he goes back through a lot of the desert region there. He's an old god. A lot of the primordial gods come from previous iterations of the pantheons of previous cultures or groups or whatever.
Oh, nice.
But it's interesting in those areas because you have the intersection of all these nomadic peoples, and so the influence of like Eastern philosophy, whatnot, that was developing in India and all that kind of stuff, how that played into it and everything like that. Yeah, because you got to think like Hinduism is one of the oldest still practiced religions in the world, and so it's got this whole long history that has influenced a lot of the stuff that's happened out further west, but. Strange things, completely.
Doesn't it make total perfect sense that people didn't have a fucking clue what was going on in the world,
Yeah,
and that
of
it was
course not.
terrifying to them?
Yeah.
And that but they were also aware of the things happening around them, and they had the ability to consider it.
Well-
and then for thousands of years, people just all the stuff that they used to describe their experiences was wrong up until a very, very long time ago, and then suddenly it started getting correct. At that
I'll
point?
tell you what.
But why does anybody believe in any of that garbage?
Somebody told them.
Nah,
Somebody
this is
told
like
them so.
I've just been trying. As I get older and just through life, I just keep trying to find answers to like why people are just this like so convinced of stupid things.
Because it provides them comfort.
It gives them they need answers. I think
Yeah.
actually people are either like people are just like they're kind of just either like they have self-awareness or they just don't.
Mm-hmm.
It just they don't. They're either going to be like a decent person or they're going to be a piece of shit, and they need like religion to keep guiding them to being like
in a lot of ways.
not because if they don't have any kind of guidance whatsoever, this is like a guidance with a promise of it being infallible and also way bigger than anybody else can ever touch.
That's it.
So that alone is like, oh, well, just make some crap up and make that'll give them the ability to follow some rules. There you go.
Keep
Put those
everybody in
rules
line
there.
until we
'Cause then they'll
finally get
twist-
through the grocery store.
You'll see.
Yeah, that's what it
right.
is. Yeah, yes, you can push the cart, but you have to take turns and no standing up in the cart.
Yeah.
And you have to keep your legs in the holes in the front, otherwise the robot attendant is going to come and take you.
Look,
into
it's
the
shaped like
back.
a car. That's right. Marty will come
Oh,
get you.
Marty's
drag you back.
going to bring you to the
I want
meat
Marty
department.
to be like the new Krampus, the
I-
grocery
I-
store
I
Krampus.
think-
Why don't
I
they
don't-
dress him up in
That's
horns
what I'm talking
and a
about.
little basket?
Why don't they dress up Marty?
You don't know how many times I've seen
Oh.
kids in a grocery store throwing a motherfucking absolute fit.
Yes.
And then you watch the parenting and you're like, of course they're throwing a fit
Yeah,
because your
exactly
parents
right.
either not paying attention or like, oh my God, sometimes I'll see parenting where the parent is like a total asshole to their
Oh,
kid.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, well, your kid's going to grow up to be another asshole because you're
Surprise,
just
surprise.
bullying them.
And the cart's full of moon pies all the way to the top. Just moon pies.
Absolutely, just moon pies. That's it, of varying sizes. Moon pies, either 30-pack of moon pies or
Yeah,
a 6-pack of moon pies.
Whatever bulk you have, we just need more than one at a time because I'll tell you what, it's like
We
a
worship
wood...
two things in this house: the Lord Jesus Christ and Hostess.
And his one perfect creation, the moon pie. Think about it. It's the moon on the earth.
It's there.
God made both of them. Therefore, this confectionery treat is from the Almighty.
It's good enough to eat.
That's right.
Why should I ever question whether or not it's healthy?
That's right.
I don't want to
No.
hear dissension ever.
No, the good Lord is not slowing down my blood. He is bringing me closer to Jesus, and Jesus exists outside of time. And that means he's in a constant state of pause, much like my blood that is full of plaque and fatty fluids. But yeah, but the sugar is really where it's at. That's where the Jesus is. Jesus hides in that sugar.
That's where he's living. And that euphoria you feel. That's Jesus.
That's
He's coming.
Let me tell you what.
coming in.
That's the power of Christ.
Leave a little room
compelling
in your
you.
heart
Yeah,
for
that's
Jesus.
please,
When I say this, when I-
please, because otherwise it's going to blow through the wall of one of your ventricles.
It's gonna look like Alien again.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, that's it.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. So we didn't. Okay. So speaking of food,
Food.
have you been to the Franklin Street Social? Did
Not
I talk
yet.
to you about it at
Now,
all?
I know about it.
Okay, so
tell
I've
me.
gone twice now.
Oh, Jesus, tell me.
It's down at
Oh,
Red
one-
Line. It's not far.
Mhm,
It's
right.
really not far from here.
Right.
It's just a big food market. Has a ton of places to eat. The first time we
Right.
went, we got these tacos from this place called Taco El Camino.
Okay.
Which is funny because we just watched the El Camino movie
There you go.
from
See,
Breaking
that's
Bad.
all full circle.
I love it. So those tacos were fucking awesome. By the
Oh
way.
my God. Okay.
The thing is there's all kinds of seating and
Wait,
stuff.
what? Wait a minute. You just got really excited and then you toned it back down to talk about the seats? What?
Well, because the seating sucks. The seating there sucks. You have to get you have to get a certain kind of seat because if you end up in a seat like we sat in,
Yeah.
we sat in this high top and then the chairs are like screwed into the ground.
Right.
And they also like tilt forward a lot so that you're kind of like hanging on the edge of the seat.
Constantly getting dumped.
But also, it's too close to the other tables, so people are walking past you constantly,
Oh,
and you're
boy.
you're sharing like one little thing. So those seats are not great,
Yeah.
and they're kind of peppered throughout the area.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also seats like there's like seats on the stairs which are kind of cool,
Hmm.
and then there's whole tables and stuff too. So that if you get a bad seat, like I feel like it would be a great place to go. Like in the summertime, where because there's outside seating too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
So it'd be like really nice if it's like a nice day, good weather and stuff. You can spread out.
Yeah.
And it's really crowded there. They have a big bar in the middle, and it's all kind of organized like a train station.
Okay.
Like they have like your directory looks like a train station guide.
Okay,
Where it's
right.
like go here, 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 and these are the different businesses.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. When we went there, we actually ran into the singer / guitar player for Sharp Darts, which is like kind of like our sister band from Santosha.
Yeah,
Nate. He was there because I guess he was getting a Christmas tree with his family, and so I was
Oh,
like, "What
there
the fuck
you
are you doing here?"
go.
Because I think he lives in Lancaster.
Okay.
But it was just funny. I just happened to run into him. So the second time we went there for lunch before we went to run some errands, and I'm standing in front of this place called Low and Slow. It's like
Okay.
a barbecue spot,
Okay.
and I'm looking at the menu because it's that was the other place I was interested in going last time we were there. And the guy is just waiting. He's kind of looking at me. There's this guy and this girl working behind the counter. They're both young, and he goes, "Are you in like a cover band around the area?" And I was like, "I am, yeah. I'm in a couple bands." But I was like, which one are you talking about? He's like, "Is it Prince Diamond?" And I was like, "Oh man!" I was
There you
like,
go.
immediately, I'm surging with all this.
That's it.
I'm surging with positivity and endorphins because
10 years of fame.
I feel like G. Tom Mac. I
That's
feel like a
right.
celebrity.
That's right.
And so,
Oh, man.
so he's like, so I was like, yeah. He's like, so his coworker, he goes, she kind of thought so. She was recognized you, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, did you come to the? She goes, I saw you guys at Double Barrel last year, and I was like, oh man. I was like, we're playing there again this coming year, and she was
Yeah.
like, you are? And
Yeah.
I was like, she's real shy.
Right.
And I was like, January 25th,
Grab
we're
her by
playing
the
another
throat.
one.
Be like,
Come here.
come to the show. We're coming back.
I did a hard sell on her actually.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I told him I was like, I've been playing in this band for like 10 years. And I was trying to,
Tattoo this flyer on your back.
I should bring a brand and just like a lighter, so just heat it up as I'm talking to them.
You're going to remember when the
Oh,
show
we're
is.
gonna know this show date. Come here, turn around. Come here.
Get back to work.
Get back here, mother. Make me my barbecue. Get me some brisket. So I was like talking about a little bit about how I find it really interesting that people this happens to me occasionally,
Sure.
and I get such a kick out of it because I'm like, I don't know these people.
Yeah,
How do they
I
know
know.
me or that I'm in a
Yeah,
band or
yeah.
any of this? But then I forget that I go perform in front of like 200 people
Exactly
once
right.
a year.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna kind of remember, and I'm on a big stage and shit.
Right.
So I don't know if you ever run into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like, when
every
you're out
once in
and
a while I
about.
do. See, I have the value of anonymity because
face paint.
I don't look like this on stage usually, unless people know me. I mean, even back, like I didn't have all this. I didn't have the mustache and everything back in Thunderfist days. So even from that, a lot of people don't recognize you.
You're
But
constantly wearing a mask.
that's it.
just which one you're
I am
wearing.
my life is a series of characters, and so
That's true. That's true.
it's that's how I choose to be. But
I pushed it back on her again though before I left. I was like, don't forget,
Yeah.
January 25th. I said,
25th.
I hope I'll see you there.
Month after Christmas. That's what I
Sorry,
keep
1
telling
month
people.
after Christmas.
That's what, because it's an easy way to remember it.
I
Yeah.
actually thought it inspired me, and Allison was brought this point up too. She's like, I was like, maybe I should put some flyers up here at Franklin Street because it's close.
Yeah.
It's in Red Lion. It's close
That's
to the venue.
right, it
I don't
is
know how
local.
much DBR has been advertising or not.
Not yet, I don't think. And I think all they do is put it on the.
Marquee,
the
their
marquee,
big
and
big
then-
old digital billboard.
I think they put something somewhere in one of the paper things or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like the little local.
yeah,
you know,
and if you go on their
brochure thing.
website, they'll have it listed.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But I was thinking about taking the flyers, and we got the flyers that Nate gave. Nate gave me a copy of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll just print some out and I'll put some up at Franklin Street. I'll ask if it's
It's like
cool.
at Tom's too. I don't know if he's got them over there at the record shop.
Oh, does he? Yeah, I'll do a little tour
yeah.
in Red
I
Lion.
don't know what aside from that though.
I'm sure he'd be happy to post it.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. That's going to be a fun one. We're coming down. We just had practice. What last? What do Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, yeah. It was good. We got all through the set except for one song.
Well, me and Tom played it.
Yeah. Well, me too. I sang.
Oh,
I
yeah,
sang.
you
I
sang.
sang along.
You, me, and Tom
Yeah,
played
yeah.
it. The guitars
Yeah, it was
haven't
good.
gotten there yet, but it's
Right.
really, in all honesty, when it comes down to like the difficulty of playing the riffs, it's probably the easiest one.
Definitely.
So I'd
yeah.
say that next week, we'll be able to go through. I've just been playing through the whole set, trying to make it so that my fingers don't hurt
Yeah.
by the end of it. I mean,
Yeah.
they always still do, but I'm thinking about maybe I'll play the set twice a day. That way, when the day comes, I'll be ready to play it at least once.
See, I've got the opposite problem because the less that I sing, the better I'm able to sustain all of this
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
You
You
know?
can't be pushing yourself.
And so but like I said, the hardest part is the breathing. I still have not gotten the breathing down right.
yeah.
And it
Doesn't give you a lot of room to
no,
breathe.
no. I have no breaks.
You either aren't doing anything,
Yes, exactly.
or if
right.
you're singing, you're doing
and
two
it's like
things.
12 so like all along my rib cage and my stomach is like bruised for like a day after we're done. So,
God.
but the beautiful thing is that once I get up on the stage, I'm so invigorated with adrenaline that I don't really care about it and I don't feel it. And usually I can belt it out just as fine. So I don't really worry about it too much.
You just
but
got to make it through that one day.
That's
it's so nerve wracking,
it's
and it's
battle
such.
as far as I'm concerned.
I'm so anxious before
Yeah.
we get to the point because I don't want anyone to get sick.
That's me too.
I
Oh
don't
my
want there to
God.
be any wrenches
That's
thrown.
right.
I don't
No.
want anything happening. We put so much into this. It comes
That's
only
it.
one time a year.
Let's just
This
get
is
on
this
the
is my
stage.
Christmas.
That's
I'm
right.
sitting here preparing my ass off for this fucking thing. Meanwhile, my real Christmas, I'm just like, oh god, what am I?
Whatever.
I'm
Get this
trying
out
to.
of the
I'm
way.
trying so hard, and it's really just I'm just trying to buy considerate stuff for Allison and stuff. And meanwhile, she's like, you don't have to give me anything. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
well, what kind of Christmas is that gonna be?
That's right.
Does it get you nothing? That sucks. Oh yeah, now we're married. Just fuck it. I'm
Give
not
her
doing shit for
a
you ever again.
plastic box with nothing in it and say, this is full of what you wanted for Christmas. I got you everything you wanted. There you
It's
go.
like, you ever seen Ernest Saves Christmas?
That's right.
You just think of what you want, you reach inside, it'll pop out.
Right in there. It's like a David Blaine trick.
Yep. There's about a week delay though.
Yeah, and
Reach
sometimes
inside, announce what it is,
That's-
and then in about a week it'll be there
Yes, that's right.
in the box.
Depending on shipping.
If only she wasn't listening to this already,
That's
I would
right.
100% use this
Like
as
a magic box.
a magic box.
Yep.
Reach in, pull out and say what it is you wanted, and then check the box later. It's
That's
there.
how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to
Ta-da.
make it. It's going to work out it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah,
This was my wish, my dream.
That's right. And I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
Corey Feldman. God, I wish he wasn't such just a sad little
Well, I mean,
narcissistic guy.
at least he's keeping his sadness to himself these
That's
days.
true. He is.
Fred Durst really boistered his confidence. I think he hasn't done a whole lot of revealing
did it all for the
Instagram videos. I don't think.
Fred Durst did it all. He did it all for the Nookie.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
really
of course he
should.
did.
We should definitely give him more credit.
Yeah, he's in
deserves it.
fact he is an unsung hero, a real American hero in the Bud Light sense, or whoever used to do those.
I find it incredible that he's out there still having a career and everything. but
I'm
that's not.
flabbergasted.
I think we've reached that 20-year mark where these other bands are the new metal bands are all really getting their resurgence. In fact, we just got tickets to go see System of a Down and Korn
oh yeah.
with with Polyphia opening, which is kind of funny because I'm like, oh, I would be happy to see Polyphia live because
Sure.
I dig their stuff. Mm-hmm. I know not everybody's a big fan. Sean's listening and he's probably like scoffing at me right now, but I think they're, I know that they're super technical and robotic and shit, but they're pretty impressive. But yeah, System of a Down. So actually my first concert ever was System of a Down.
Really?
With CJ in Maryland
Oh,
at Rams
shit.
Head. Yeah,
Oh,
me and CJ went. We
cool.
were in high school.
Damn.
And we went, just the two of us. We got dropped off, and I mean we were that young. I think we were like 12 or 13 maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was like in awe. Because System is like my favorite band in high school. I loved System
Right,
of a
I
Down.
remember, yeah.
Up until I got to like into Prague and Dream Theater and stuff like that. Then I
Sure.
was like super into Dream Theater. But loved System of a Down. I'm actually really excited to go see them live. I think it's in the summer.
Cool.
So, and by the way, you don't know this, but we got Ghost tickets
Oh, did you?
for all three of us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So
When
got-
is that?
that's July. I think it's like July, like 9th or something like
Okay.
that. So,
Yeah,
and it's in
July.
Baltimore. It's just down
Cool.
in Baltimore.
Cool.
So,
All right.
yeah. So we're going to Ghost.
Cool.
There you go. Surprise.
there we
Merry
go.
Christmas.
Surprise, Merry Christmas. That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm having my legs removed. I'll have new legs the next day, but that
Okay.
day I'll be legless. But that's okay. I'll bring my my bow that has the little grappling hook on it now. I
Yeah,
can go wherever I need
like
to go.
like Batman.
That's
just-
right. That's exactly right. It's all about using what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
We've Sean's birthday was just the other day. We've got
Yeah.
we have to
I
acknowledge
didn't. I
that.
didn't read.
Even though
Happy birthday,
even-
Sean!
even
It
though we
almost
don't-
landed on a Tuesday.
that's right, it almost did.
So
This
close.
is true.
1 year it will.
Yes, 1 year.
But as always, I didn't even read your whole thing. I read the
Oh.
first like 2 sentences, but it was a whole.
There you go.
Matt, every year, if you don't already know this, for those
I
people who
kept
aren't
it short
Matt and
this year.
Sean,
I kept it short this year.
he writes where do you find the time to write these big epic things?
I
Do you
do.
also do you prepare them long before, or do you just write them the day of?
Yeah, I just vomit. I just
Oh.
word vomit them out. Yeah, while I eat
You
lunch
just paint
normally.
picture-
Yeah, no, I'm just sitting
Just
there like
hallucinate.
I was like typing away, making up bullshit names. Like I just normally what I do, I'm like, all right, I need the name, and I'll just like look around my room at all the spines of the books, and I'll just like put parts of words together and shit.
I mean, you are surrounded by inspiration.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Well,
true.
and I have a lot of different mythological tales in my head, so
You're a
it's
modern-
pretty easy for me to pull that shit out.
You're a modern J.A.R. Old
That's
Tolkien.
right. Just without the size, my pants are a little less tight.
No, that's Martin.
Oh, that's the Martin.
That's
That's
George
right.
R. R.
Tolkien.
Martin.
That's right. Tolkien was he was
Tolkien,
slim.
Tolkien is who Martin wants to be,
That's
and
right,
he wants
yeah.
to. He wants
He
to like
ate-
almost plagiarize his own name
Martin,
into it.
Martin ate Tolkien is what
Martin,
happened.
yeah,
there.
he's also the heir to the Martin's potato chips.
That's right.
factory.
Well,
so
sometimes
he's
that
been
makes you-
eating his full weight in potato chips for some ungodly amount of time.
I mean,
in
how
fact,
else
his
can you
fingers
celebrate a birthday? So
his fingers are so salty
Yeah.
that he can't. They're so salty and greasy.
Swollen.
They slip all over the keyboard. So he's having a really hard time finishing the Winds of Winter, whatever the fuck that is, a Game of Thrones. he's like, I don't know what it is, the Dance of the Dogs. Whatever the fucking next book is,
Who
I
cares?
can predict it as good as anybody else because
That's right.
let me tell you something, it won't ever fucking exist.
that's right.
Who wants to start something that doesn't ever end?
Apparently him, and I just like the invisible train he is conducting with that hat, I guess that he wears all the time.
Yeah, what the fuck is
I
that
don't know
about?
what it is. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's usually all black, right? So maybe it's like a big titted black girl, or goth girl,
Yeah, yeah,
train
yeah.
thing. I don't know what
Big
he's.
titty black girl works too.
Whatever he's going for in this dragon land.
He's over there with dick in hand, and he's
Yeah,
doing the same thing you do
that's-
for Sean every year.
whatever,
He's just
that's
reading
right.
what's around him.
That's
And
right.
he's just going green beans, He's pizza, gravy. Okay, and then he turns it into Sir Gravensworth
That's
and
right.
Sir
And that's all you have
and,
to do.
and Lady Greenspan.
Green swallow. That's right. Or,
Swallow.
yeah, or green.
As he hallucinates and fascinates himself with all the possible fellatio.
and that's what it is. It's all about finding the phallic
fornication.
imagery wherever it lies.
It's basically just a book about fucking and killing.
That's right. And you just
And
have to add the
politics.
story so it's not porn. That's
Yeah,
really
that's
what
right,
it is.
that's right.
You're just trying to dilute the porn.
Yeah, it's
so
just fanfic. It's
have a
fanfiction,
good
baby.
have a good time. You know what the funny thing is that I was listening to this professor. He was talking about the the Didache, which is a whole, I won't get into all of it, but it's basically a section of writings that were going to be put into the Old Testament, but they ended up getting not put in there. Anyhow, and he referred to a lot of the Gnostic writings as Christian fan fiction. And looking at them through that lens is amazing, because that's exactly what they fucking are, except people built their lives around believing that this this non-canonical Star Wars book was the reality of what was actually happening in
Dude.
episode 2. So
Give
it's
it, give it like, I wish we could be around for this, like
Oh my
3,000 years from now.
yeah.
And just what survives in our culture, and just because things change so radically, like there'll be
Yeah.
like a war that like there'll be a whole dark period where all this stuff's lost,
Yep.
and then they'll dig back up Star Wars, and George Lucas will be like the prophet.
Exactly.
George Lucas will be like an apostle that wrote down the word of God.
That's
and
right.
it'll just be like, oh yeah, this is what was going on in their lives back then. So.
Yeah, it's an incredible thing. But
But you know what's funny is like for a book about like diametrically opposed good and evil, very neat, very neat, like depictions, right?
well,
neat
in its
categories.
presentation by the people who say they read it.
Why the fuck do you still have people who are just like straight up just evil and they think that they're good? It's such a simple concept to be like, care about other people, help them out. Who cares how you feel about them? Help them, be nice, be cool. Why the fuck aren't we doing that?
That's right. Be
It's like
cool,
the
man.
it's like the law of the wild, basically.
It should be cool, or you're gonna get eaten,
Yeah.
right?
Where's the punishment aspect? I guess that's what's keeping him in line.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you gotta speak softly and carry a big stick.
Man, I wish we had FDR back.
You got
He goes, roll out.
Listen, I think
That's his
at the end.
that's his
Listen,
phrase.
at the end of this on the live stream, I'm gonna read the story that I wrote for Sean. Because have you been watching his Instagram reels that he puts up all the time?
For the most part, yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Good.
Hey,
So I'm
Instagrammers!
good. Yes. Exactly.
Jimmy
I'm
Carter!
I'm gonna read it to you.
Vote for Jimmy.
because
The fact that Jimmy Carter is still alive is incredible. Is incredible. He
this
is.
motherfucker outlived Lemmy. He's outlived. Let's see, who else is?
James Earl
James Earl
Jones?
Jones, David Bowie. He's all these fucking people. I mean, Oz is
All of 'em.
practically dead. So it's
all
like
the other former presidents,
all the
basically.
other presidents-
You got George Bush and Obama,
that's it.
but that's the only other two
And
guys.
they're looking real rough. Probably because
Yeah.
all their energy, there's like a tithe that happens.
Yeah,
you know,
you
to
gotta pay it
the
to Jimmy
former
Carter.
presidents. Yeah, you have to pay your way up the tree. It's kind of like you got to let them wet their beak a little bit. You know, your life force. That's what brings on the
Get a
grace.
little taste of that.
Yeah, it's the only thing that keeps them alive, keeps them going, and it also because the Secret Service, they're actually wraiths. You know, they're out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
They're out there sucking the souls of these terrorists in Guantanamo Bay. If you look in the right light, you can see the little shadows of their ghostly figures flying in and out of fucking Pelican Island.
That's
out
what
there.
happened. Actually, when the the assassination attempt happened,
Yes.
one of the wraiths was flying by and it glanced off of it.
That's right.
So that wraith is dead, but he's
he's-
invisible, so you don't really know.
That's
and
right.
then it just happened to glance off his ear, and he goes, "Oh shit!"
That's exactly right. It was
Whoops.
it was the claw of one of the Secret Service agents who was like spinning around due to the blast. But he gave his life that day.
Ah, we'll
And,
never know.
and that's
Sacrifice was both invisible and anonymous.
right. Invisible and indubitable at the same time.
Indivisible with liberty and justice for all.
With literally juxtapositions for all. That's how we do it here around these parts. Speaking of religion and all that stuff.
America, God left his place with me.
That's
country music and basically like church choirs are
Yep.
they're united.
It's the perfect union right there.
Identical.
It's like
Identical.
stars and stripes, baby.
Yep, goes together like pea and carrots.
So, speaking of religions and all that, Matt and I watched Heretic.
Yes.
Right,
Oh,
we've
man.
seen Hugh Grant's performance
Yes. Are we going to cover this in a future
there.
two-headed
I think it's
episode?
going to be a future two-headed
I
episode.
liked it a lot.
And like I said, I'm very excited because I could potentially get into some of the as I was talking about all these mythological stories that Hugh Grant briefly brushes over and all of that.
I thought he
And,
was. Well, we'll get into that in the show, but
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I was like,
Yeah.
big time. It wasn't like perfect, but it was like high on my list of enjoyment. And we also watched The Substance, which I liked Heretic better than I liked The Substance, but I think
Yeah,
it was just the
watched The
subject matter, the presentation. I think was a little bit more cerebral in Heretic, which is kind of what I go for.
Yeah.
I thought The Substance was like wild as
Dude,
like,
I
wild.
fucking love that
I was
movie.
like, what the fuck?
I loved it until the end when she was fucking pulling her teeth out and her nails off and stuff. I can't do that.
Allison had the same thing. She had to
I
like
was
stop.
I was like, no, thank you.
I can
So-
watch it because I'm like,
See,
it's all
once
fake to
once,
me.
once it's happened to you, you can't, because
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're losing teeth and fingernails
I
like-
have both
like it's
lost fingernails and teeth out of my head.
Teeth and
And-
fingernails like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't care to recreate that experience on film. I remember what that's like personally. So
I've only ever lost like a big toenail, and that's not traumatically, but it's because I got like it was back when I was doing karate in high school, and I got somebody blocked a kick with
Yeah.
their elbow, and it hit me right there, and it
Oh,
bruised
yeah.
like right underneath, and then like I don't know, like a month later,
right.
the
As it pushed out.
the one crew underneath it just popped it off, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It was like I got reloaded basically. I felt like the Matrix.
I
I felt like Neo's gun.
I caught a 2x4, a full 8-foot 2x4 that was falling, and it caught my pinky nail and ripped it right off of my finger. So that
Oh
was
my
that
God.
was an unfortunate moment
Oh,
for my life.
when the fuck was that?
Oh, this was years and years ago.
This is like when we were younger.
Yeah,
like when we were
back
kids?
back when I was working with my dad doing construction.
In our
more
20s?
Yeah, like late 20s.
I must have been around during.
Oh,
this
you
time
absolutely
to
were
know
around. I had
this.
my fucking finger wrapped up for like 3 weeks. Jesus Christ! But
That
was
sounds horrible.
I mean, it wasn't metal shavings in my eye or a
That's
knife.
true.
But it
Yeah,
still
or
wasn't the
cutting your
best
cornea
experience.
open.
It wasn't the best experience.
That
but,
what? Okay, we can just get off the topic if you want. But like,
Doesn't matter.
how much pain is that?
What, ripping your nail off?
Yeah.
If-
Or is it just like fucked
it
up?
burns.
It burns.
It burns. And
Is
then
it the
once
trauma, the psychological trauma that goes along with it, where you're like, oh god,
Well,
I can't put it back on.
That part's weird, but no, it's just the fact that it burns so bad. It's because it's not a sharp pain like a cut; it's a
Yeah.
burn feeling almost. But then the worst part is it's all raw.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
know?
that's
It's
That's what I mean about the psychological trauma of like you're just living without a nail for like like a month or something.
Yeah,
At least probably
No, it takes a lot longer,
than that. Yeah.
yeah. But that nail is a lot like nicer, and it's not smoother than all my other nails. So
It's not smooth.
no, it's a lot smoother.
Oh,
I
it's
said
a lot
nice
smoother.
and nice and fresh.
I think maybe
you know?
we need a refresh. I'm gonna get some pliers and yank them off after the show. I need the fingernails for at least.
That's
the show.
right. We're gonna need to do a little refresher here for the new year. That's what we have.
Yeah,
But
that's my
oh, we
resolution, get some
got the whole gang.
fingernails.
Deirdre is here. Juan is here.
Oh, wow.
Allison is here. Juan's talking about Nosferatu, Christmas Day. Be there, be square.
Oh, that's Christmas Day. I forgot about that.
I tell you what, here we
Yep.
go. Apparently, they thanked SpongeBob for introducing a whole new generation of Nosferatu because there's an episode
Really?
of SpongeBob where they're like at the Krusty Krab late at night,
Mm-hmm.
and those lights keep switching on and off, and they think it's the hash slinging slasher. But then
Right.
they look over and they go, "Oh, it's Nosferatu," and he's like poking out and he's like flipping the lights on and off.
Oh, I remember that.
And
That's a long
the,
time
that's
ago.
the
Oh, wow.
introduction for a lot of them, and
Oh,
that's what it is.
interesting.
Allison, Allison's making shepherd's pie. I was gonna make shepherd's pie tomorrow.
Really?
Yes,
Why?
I just felt like eating it. I was just like,
you guys are on
go
the
for some
same
shepherd's
wavelength.
pie.
Allison
Yeah.
said to me the other day, she's like, Matt Suter's like my weird brother. Almost. Like my almost brother. Because
Yeah.
we're like almost the same day of birth. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. You guys are really similar in
Yes,
like
yeah.
in your how you approach stuff.
Yep.
It's like really
There
similar.
you
so
go. There you go.
obviously, I'm over here as the foil.
That's
I'm a
right.
baked
Well,
potato
there
over
you
here,
go.
baby.
That's
Soft on the inside, full of butter, and hot to the touch. That's me. That's what I want on my gravestone.
He died as he lived, full of butter and hot to the touch. Took us days to realize if he was gone or not.
And then we couldn't move him for a
We
while.
couldn't
to
even
cool
test
him
for a
off.
pulse. We
No,
tried
no,
using
no.
the little. We had a bunch of those laser thermometers left over from COVID, but they wouldn't even read it. It was off the charts.
Because in fact, he started melting through the floor.
That's it. We didn't. It was like fucking alien. It was crazy. Fucking crazy shit. Well, let's get into some crazy shit about some weird news, everybody.
Let's go.
Get ready. Here we go.
As if this wasn't weird enough for
That's
you.
right. There you go.
Jesus.
What an interesting beginning, everyone. I forgot I have a device that's supposed to keep track of what we talk about at the beginning of the show, but I did not turn it on. So,
Oh, is it like an AI thing?
yeah, we're going to do that at the end. And I'll just have to figure it out the old-fashioned way.
That's fine. You guys lay out in the chat for us. Why don't you be the... Put them to work. You're gonna come here, you're gonna come here willingly, and you're not upset. Then I need to give you reasons. I would be remiss if I didn't try to steer you away.
Here and not be upset.
Wrong.
You're gonna be wrong. You're
Wrong
gonna be
approach.
upset. You're gonna be real upset. Wrong. Okay, let me get
Oh,
this shit
man.
all squared away. Here we go, everybody. So again, at the end of the episode. So for those of you unaware, every year, apparently Sean said I've been doing this for a decade now.
Probably coming up on it. Yeah.
Um,
A decade has been. Think about it. It was only in 2014.
Yeah, I
dude.
know. It's
2014, and
not
we're
that
almost.
long
and
ago.
a decade's almost 2015.
I just
Which-
went into my Gmail, which I have had since my first job at Computer Bob's,
Wow.
right?
Nice.
And I thought, I wonder what would happen if I displayed my emails in reverse order.
Oh,
And so I flipped them around,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way back to 2006.
holy shit!
And I've got emails of pictures that I took of old Warhawk shows, and
Oh, wow.
like me and Eric sending songs back and forth for like Polygon Cobra and all these
Oh
other
my
fucking
God.
side projects we did forever.
Ancient stuff.
It was amazing. So there's some relics in there too. That's one value of being a collector, kids. Don't ever let the police tell you different. So
That's right.
um,
Collect all you want.
That's right. That's right. Okay, let's get the weird news over here where it needs to be.
Nothing's gonna stop us now. Nothing's gonna stop us.
But yes, anyhow. So as I was saying, for about 10 years, I have been stories for the guitar player for Thunderfist, which was the band that I sung for. Matt played bass while Nate was away at.
I was the live. I was like the live member for
That's right.
for a good while. I think it was like 6 years or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, yeah. Because I mean, it would have been how long he was away at
Yeah.
at school.
Now Tom has informed us that
Yeah.
all this take all this with a grain of salt or whatever,
Mhm.
but that Nate has been like brushing up on Thunderfist songs, and I have not been. Okay,
Well,
and
then that's
also
okay. He's not going back to school. So.
I am. Yeah, that's true. And I first of all, it was such a struggle to play him in the first place.
Yeah, right.
For Nate, it's nothing because he wrote
Yeah,
it.
he's well.
And second of all, like Nate's here,
Mm.
and I'm just happy that he's expressing an interest in if Thunderfist is much like Jesus Christ and comes back from the dead,
dear Lord, I hope so.
then I'm thinking that Nate probably would be the bass player. I would think. So.
Yeah, but the reality of it is, Jordan is not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He won't do it.
He's just like, nah.
No,
he wouldn't
because
even do it.
he-
Just reappear for some shows.
No. He in fact, what he doesn't want to do is live shows. He wants to re-record the album again,
Oh,
and then
does he play live lately, or
No.
is he?
Well, he did.
not
I think they
interested?
did a thing, but
he does some
kinda-
casual stuff here and
He
there.
doesn't
but,
want to do it right now. I don't think he's
Oh.
kind of out of that for the moment. But well, hopefully we can bring him around like a boomerang, because
Yeah.
if we could complete that,
If you get like the 3 out of 4,
I told him. I
no.
said, listen, I don't give a flying fuck what we do. If we can get this back together, we can play whatever kind of music you guys want to do.
Sure, yeah.
Because just getting that chemistry back together and making some stuff, I know we'll do some Thunderfist again.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
if
yeah.
we do that,
yeah,
I
you
mean,
just got to get the ball rolling. that's all.
we have 2 songs we were sitting on that was supposed to be for the second album. So there's
Yeah.
all kinds of things that could potentially happen.
As far as some of those recordings, that's the most involved I got. Was we were working on new songs and I recorded some with Jordan, and I was never good enough.
Yeah,
Never could have done it
and
good
that's why he
enough.
wants to redo the album. That's why. Yeah, he wants to
And I'm
remix
not
the whole
saying
thing.
there was just I was playing parts well. He was teaching me a lot about like what comes through in recording and like what doesn't come through.
Yes.
But I was learning that like my little flick back technique isn't always the best for recording.
Right.
Now, that's a matter of I think it's a matter of preference too, because I recorded the Santosha stuff with that technique, and I think they just kind of boosted it up a little bit and kind of created a little bit more like
You have to fix it in the EQ because
Yeah,
your fingernail
yeah.
creates a high pitch and the pad of your finger creates a low pitch.
Right.
Because you don't have that.
I mainly use it for galloping and stuff.
Right. Right.
God, I need it for the fucking Merciful Fate and King Diamond. I need it. Like I cannot
it's
play
a
that without it.
necessity. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how the fuck. And I guess that's why Timmy Hansen's nickname was Grabber because he's just over here with his 3 fingers. I actually think Nate plays with just on the pads, like
I believe
the
so.
3 fingers.
Yes.
I think he uses 3 fingers.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll have to- now that he's around, I'd love to get together with him and like just talk.
Especially
bass
now that he's
playing.
playing, man.
Yeah, because I'd love to just kind of gain some skill set and some like more information.
Yeah.
And just to hopefully improve my own skill and my own ability. Just
Right, right.
absorb some of that from him. Just stand around him long enough.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's all you got to do, really. It's an osmosis.
That's right.
But Juan says you got to draw a gigantic Grinch on the board for the holiday season.
Oh sure,
So
I will. I will do.
We'll get him in there. We'll get
and maybe
him on
maybe
Instagram.
his face will look something familiar.
That's what
Something
we'll do.
someone curmudgeonly.
Somebody that we might know.
Someone who's gonna ruin your holiday
might
season.
ruin Christmas, and maybe Max the dog is somebody else
Yeah.
who's been recently indicted. So okay, let's get this rolling here. Here we go. We're at news time, everybody. Buckle your
Let's
seatbelts.
go.
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. The human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has unsheathed.
All righty. So Juan's saying that he went to the theaters to see The Substance twice.
Oh wow.
Fucking Juan, I'm with you, man.
I
I'm
feel-
with you.
I
Like I
do-
said, just the teeth and the fingernails. We got a little too close to home.
Yeah.
But I thought Demi really like that sealed it for me.
Demi Moore?
Yeah. I mean, like the fact that she committed to the role that way, I loved it. I thought it was
I've
great.
seen it. I've seen it all now.
Mhm.
I've seen it. I've seen more than Bruce Willis ever saw
Well,
or ever hoped to
that's
see,
that's right.
or that he'll remember, I guess, because now he's all fucked up.
You know, and that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the best moments of our lives drift into the past. But
I'd say all the time.
yeah, I guess that's the way it works out, right? That's it. That's why you have to keep creating new memories.
I got to keep working at making his life worthwhile.
That's what it's all about. So let's get things rolling here with our weird news. Talking about making our lives worthwhile. A suburban New York police department routinely violated residents' civil rights, including making illegal arrests and using unnecessary strip and cavity searches,
What the fuck?
according to a new U.S. Department of Justice report.
That's like an antiquated thing. I'm pretty sure doing like on the spot strip and cavity searches.
Apparently not. So
fuck?
the report on the pattern of practice of police misconduct by the department is one of 12 investigations opened up by the Department of Justice just since 2021.
They're up to their elbows in a different kind of shit.
That's right. This is a whole different thing.
God.
Well, no single incident prompted the investigation of the approximate 160 officer force, but illegal strip searches in 2020 of 2 women, one aged 65 and the other 75.
What the fuck are they going up Granny's butthole for?
That's right. They
Jesus, what are you
arrested
looking for?
them.
Butterscotch
They're-
crimpets?
It's in here somewhere. I know
It's
you got
the
some
most
Thin Mints.
wonderful time.
That's it. Well,
I know you got some of the Werther's originals up in there.
Somewhere.
I
Something.
emptied your purse out.
I can hear the rappers. Arrested on suspicion of buying drugs, officers searched the women's car, found nothing, then hauled them to the police station in handcuffs. The
They're
supervisors.
kicking him. Get in there, you
That's
old
right.
bag.
That's it.
Get in that
The
cell.
supervisors approved a fully nude strip search, and the detectives told them to bend over and cough. They're going full Monty.
doctor mode here.
And then, of course, nothing. They found nothing. After an internal investigation found that the officers had lied about the pair buying drugs, apparently that never even happened in the first place.
I don't know. Look,
They were docked a few vacation days.
this is that. What the fuck?
You know what? You know what? Your Hawaii trip is getting cut down to 2 weeks now.
Sorry.
You're not getting the extra half a week.
Sorry, you're gonna lose a couple days on your trip.
Switch your airplane tickets. Yes, that's fine. The penalty charge can be applied to the company card.
Did you remember a long time ago when we first got Chris on the show? We covered like an old lady getting falsely imprisoned or falsely arrested for drugs. And I remember
Really?
making this joke where I was like, "Bend over, Granny. I'll show you what a hard time feels like," or something like that.
Where Chris got his fucking thing that he says to everything. Bend over and I'll show you.
Bend over and I'll show you.
That's where it all came from.
I think that's a saying. That might be a Chris saying, really.
Oh, I'm sure he
But,
got that from somewhere else, but that may have been the beginning of him using it in our particular
It could be.
universe there.
But this is not the first time, I guess is kind of my point, that I've heard of this.
No.
Based on here we are reporting cutting edge news for you.
Well, illegal
but-
strip and cavity searches continued until at least 2023. And the investigator said that while the practice was curtailed during its practice, we're not confident these practices have ended.
practice.
So,
makes perfect is all I'm hearing.
It's just like the department office also suffered from financial mismanagement, which had exacerbated pervasive human rights violations. So that
We're underfunded, so take your fucking clothes
That's
off
right, it's
and
on-
bend over.
Somebody better help us. It's like we wholeheartedly support our good officers, and at the same time will not tolerate and will punish unconstitutional policing.
Sure.
That's right. We're
Because you've
gonna-
been doing such a good job of
Don't
doing it to the
worry,
public.
We're going to do something about this.
Yeah.
This is all going to be fine.
It's all right.
going to be fine.
Just forget about
That's
it.
right. The report noted that the city's already taking steps to improve its policing. It offered a series of recommendations, including implementing measures to ensure that unconstitutional strip and body cavity searches do not take place. We're gonna start this today. It's time to put an end to illegal strip searches and cavity searches.
And as a bonus,
That's
we'll
right.
stop
As a
going
bon-
up your butthole.
As a bonus, just for the holidays. Santa has come early. Does this count as my gift? This is going to finally be.
It should be the baseline for the people to leave their motherfucking clothes on.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this is even coming about.
Well,
This is obviously some fixation of perversion going on with the actual officers.
something until at least the fall of 2022, it was the Mount Vernon forces practice to strip search every person it arrested, according to a report. Officers also strip searched people they did not arrest.
What the fuck?
Detained and interrogated people without formally arresting them. So basically, they're just rolling around and they're like,
What state is this?
strip it down. Mount Vernon, let's see here. New York.
Oh, Jesus
There you
Christ.
go, the
So
NYPD.
they don't have enough problems
That's
to deal
right.
with.
They've done what they needed to do. As if they didn't have enough problems. Well, these guys, an
Oh,
investigation's been launched into a conduct of 2 on-duty police officers who were filmed cavorting on a stripper's pole inside a private property.
Oh, my
They
God.
broke into some. Well, I don't know if they broke in or not, but so in a home security footage shared with the Herald, 2 uniformed officers could be seen jumping on and straddling the stripper pole while twirling around it with assistance from a woman.
There's a woman there with her arms up, giving like a Y from a YMCA, and then I know she's not I thought she was a cardboard cutout or something, but then I realized she's in a different position.
They broke into her house and they pointed her guns and she's like, "Don't shoot me!" They're like,
They're like,
"Yeah!"
"Woo!"
She's like, "Get the fuck out of my house!" Well, the timestamp on the video says it was taken in the early hours of June the 29th. Both officers seemed interested in having a turn on the pole, which was erected in the middle of the room. The pair appeared to be smiling after their performance before patting the cat on the inside of the residence.
Aw.
So the,
Is that a euphemism?
I guess that's
Wait a
what it
minute.
was. No, and they're just saying let's not shame the officers for their hobby. I think
I don't feel like that there's anything wrong with this
there's
whatsoever.
absolutely nothing
They're
wrong
just
with it,
playing
except that
around.
they're on duty, just the same as they can't have a
Yeah,
drink
so
while they're on
what?
duty.
What? This is not intoxicating.
You don't know. You can get
This
all
one-
kinds of
this
turn.
one-
You can get dizzy, turned around. You start shooting. You
Can't
don't know.
operate a motor vehicle. Ah!
You don't know what's going on. You just have to be responsible with it. That's really what it is.
Man.
You just have to be responsible
I
with
get.
these
You know what?
things.
The only way I could construe it, if I was their lawyer, the only way I could construe this,
Yeah.
or if I was a prosecutor, let's say, is that they were soliciting cash while on duty, because
That's it.
otherwise,
Did they receive tips?
right?
That's
'Cause
absolutely
they're up on the
line.
pole, and then they got in their G-string. Somebody slipped $1.
That's
in.
right. Nothing wrong with the exercise.
Not right.
They're just staying. They're staying. You know, it's
They're
the middle
pro-
of the night.
You
It's
got
the
it.
middle
Mount
of the night.
Vernon people are taking the
Yeah.
cops are taking everyone's clothes off every time they encounter. Every time they
See.
brush past the citizen, they rip all their clothes off. And then over here,
No,
these
in
guys, you
Auckland,
can't
they're
tell
like,
me
no.
these guys aren't maybe just checking the pole for drugs,
They're just
checking
making
it
sure-
for contraband or whatever else. That they could easily say they were doing this in there. They get away with shooting people.
They just got that gnome that was made out of speed. They're making it into all kinds of shapes right now. We
Yeah.
got to make sure this is a real pole. We're going to test it. We're going to
Yeah.
weight test it.
I'm gonna smell it.
We're going to weight test it because for
Touch
all
it.
I know, this is just a secret lever that
It could be,
opens
yeah.
up the floor
That's right.
to
We
a
don't-
crack den.
I'd say if you're inside a house, probable
Yeah.
cause now is
Yep.
fair game. Anything you look at, touch, or set or do,
Mm-hmm.
you're in the residence that truly you've lost. They're like vampires. Once you let them in,
Right.
they can do whatever they want to you.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the ticket that shine the lights. Dance on the stripper pole. It's all about that, but you got to have a good time with it. 2 photographs of the police officers wearing a vest.
I love that the girl's celebrating
with
in
the
the
yeah. So the other member remains on full duties. Apparently, we can't comment on the specifics of any investigation or employment process, but we can advise one of those members left the police force prior to the video coming to our
Oh my
attention.
God.
So
I'd have staged. I would have stuck it if I was one of those cops. I'd have stuck it out and been like,
You know-
I was having some fun. It's just like having a conversation. It's as innocent as that.
That's
it's as
right.
innocent as what? If you're a cop, you can't. Somebody's ball goes over a fence and you're on the other side of the fence,
Right.
and they go, "Hey, can you throw us our ball back?" And you can't throw the ball back. It's the same amount
You're on
of
duty.
involvement.
Yeah.
So. Look, I'm pro whatever makes sense. Okay, I'm not
That's
taking
it.
any sides here.
That's
pro,
right.
For cop, against cop, doesn't matter.
I'm pro sense. I don't know
That's
about
right.
you. I
I'm
don't
pro.
know.
I'm pro stripper poles.
that's right.
In your house, if you want to play around on a stripper pole in your house, no problem. They didn't take their fucking clothes off.
What? Yeah,
That's what they're doing in Mount Vernon, apparently.
That's right. That's right. That's not that. We got a whole different set of police department here.
This is a fully clothed set of officers
That's
doing
right.
nothing wrong, in my estimation.
And you know what? If these officers, like I said, if they need this to stay alert in the middle of the night, because obviously this is the early hours of June 29th that this happened.
Yeah.
If they need this to stay alert, I think that this should be fine. Again, as long as they didn't receive tips, because that
Right.
could be considered a bribe.
That's exactly
We want to
right.
make
That's
sure that
exactly right.
everybody is clean. We don't need to check as thoroughly as this NYPD department did, but we
right.
just want to make sure that everything's on the up and up. And if
tell
that
me.
includes you going up and up a pole or not, that's fine as far as I'm concerned. As long as you don't end up going down like a suspect embarked on a Santa-like antic
Oh,
Tuesday
no.
when officers tried to
God.
execute a search warrant.
Didn't his motherfucker see Gremlins?
Apparently not, because his girlfriend, body cam footage shared by police captured the moment suspects Robert Langlis, 33, and
He looks so smug.
Tanisha Ilby, yeah, like a motherfucker
He
that
was like-
didn't just get sucked out of a chimney.
And she looks so fucked up.
She looks like she went down the chimney. I don't know what the fuck happened here. So anyhow,
God.
so body cam footage shared by the police shows the moment that he tried to escape via a building's rooftop. Hey, he's on the roof. Hey, get down here. Show your hands or I'm coming up there to grab you. The officer is heard shouting on body cam footage. While he leapt from roof onto a car, he hunkered down inside a chimney. His hiding place came to light when a passing dog walker told officers they heard someone screaming and spotted the man dive down the chimney. He went down the chimney. They clambered onto the rooftop, looked in the chimney to find him. Are you stuck? They said on the video. He apparently said that he had hurt his foot. So the very officers that were trying to flee ended up freeing him, dismantling the chimney brick by brick
Oh my
from
God.
the inside of the property.
I was
in
gonna
order to
say
get it
they
out.
probably had to take the goddamn thing apart.
Yep.
This guy could have just died in the chimney.
Yep. Just a whole stinky dead guy in there.
And there he is, just smirking in his
I mean,
mugshot. It's great.
does the time that he spent in the chimney go towards the time
served.
Because he
Yeah,
is detained.
with time served about 3 hours.
Yeah, he's definitely detained. So
He ain't going nowhere. They could have just handed him food and water down there and been like, "You're staying there."
Listen,
You're
that way we
staying.
know where we are. We don't even have to waste money on the ankle bracelet.
When your sentence is up, we're gonna turn you into veal parmesan. You're gonna get your muscles are gonna get so soft.
He's just suspended in midair. Well, Langlis was taken to the local hospital as a precaution before he was arrested for possession of a Class A and B drugs, as well as a, quote, slew of charges from outstanding warrants.
Oh, my God.
He was also arrested for possession of Class A and B drugs.
He might as well. He could have been Santa. Actually, maybe Santa just his diet's just getting a little bit.
Sometimes,
off.
sometimes you just have to do what you can.
Could you imagine if Santa looked like one of those chin-strapped scumbags?
Yeah, well,
They got it all the myths got it wrong.
he
he
that
just
would
looks
be-
like,
right,
the kind of guy that buys an ounce of weed at on
It's
a
like,
Thursday morning.
Are you like a
Monster
guy
Energy
from
drink.
like a cheap body spray commercial?
Santa just smells like Axe. He's like, "What's up, yo?"
Sometimes I gotta ask you a question. You know what I mean? You've been naughty or nice this
let
year.
me ask you
I got
something.
2 different flavors. They are flavors. You're gonna taste them in your nose. So I'll tell you who else was tasting it in their nose. A congressional investigation into sexual misconduct at a Mountain Home VA medical center in Tennessee revealed at least 12 officials participated in an orgy.
Oh shit!
And one employee had sexual relationships with 32 other co-workers.
Oh man, they
They're
are
fucking
fucking
at the
big
VA,
time
baby.
at the VA. Holy shit!
It's the only
what's
thing
really
that
funny?
silences the screams. So
I saw something. I saw when Trump was like inaugurated or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it might have been I don't know what video this was, but he was recently. He was talking about. It might have been a few weeks ago. He was like, We fired all these people from the VA because I want people that love our veterans in here. I'm so proud of all the people we're fired. And I'm like, oh, so this is what they're up to. This is the kind of people that belong in
we
the
have
VA.
to get the competent people in
People
there.
with a raging fucking hard on,
Absolutely.
and as horny as they are in love with the veterans of America.
I lost it during Nam, and let me tell you what, ever since I got it
I
back,
found it.
I forgot it was in that box. And let me tell you what.
This is going to turn into venereal venereal affairs. Heavy on the affairs part.
The affairs is definitely the heavy part.
Jeez.
The probe, which could date back as far as 2020, has already led to multiple resignations, including the faculty director Dean Borsos and a biomedical staffer central to the allegations. So people are dropping like flies left and
Yeah.
right here. They know what they did. They have the prescription to prove it, and let me tell you what, the VA is not picking up the bill because this is all happening under the radar. According to the whistleblower reports, the biomedical employee and several others bragged about their sexual encounters on an official government communications portal.
That's genius, and also tracks perfectly with what I experienced.
That's what happens. There you go. At least 2 employees admitted to having sex on hospital grounds, while it remains unclear whether the reported orgy occurred on government property or not.
Surely it did, dude. There's
so-
stories. There's old rumors about in my building, well, not one of the old buildings I worked in, some decades before I got there. There was people literally fucking in the stairwell.
Yep, there you go.
Fucking in the
There you
stairwell.
go.
One time I was in the bathroom. I could have swore to God I heard. Look, I know what shitting sounds like because I've done it for 36 years of my life. I know what it sounds like in a public restroom because I've been in public restrooms for a long time.
There you go.
It doesn't sound like. Okay, if that's what your shit sounds like, you need to go to a doctor immediately. Post haste.
For some reason, it's going back and forth.
It's slimily
That's right.
slipping and sliding.
Something's.
So I heard that in the stall.
Something's
I
happening.
walked out. I saw my now retired coworker come out, and I thought that guy probably was doing exactly what I thought he was doing in the bathroom. Well, I know it's a long wait, and I know you spent a lot of time there, but why you gotta do that? at work?
Why you gotta do that at work?
Why you gotta do that at work? oh,
I just,
this is in public.
yeah, that's right. But save that for the home time.
Yeah, save that
right?
for when you're at home in your bed,
Right, don't
on
you
your couch.
Put your
whatever.
paycheck towards that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
earn it here,
Right.
use it there.
Use-
All right? Well,
Then you can do it in full volume and everything too.
and that's what it's
you
all
know?
about.
You
It's
don't just
all-
got to get the spank bank
it's
out.
all about full volume.
Holy shit! Oh no!
According to Liquid Death's
is
line
this?
concert
Oh,
accessory,
no!
has generated a storm of attention. Selling out in 24 hours of its
Wow.
release.
Wow.
Developed in collaboration with Depends, the $75 quote pit diaper is designed to allow concert goers to stay in the mosh pit or the front row without worrying about bathroom breaks.
Okay, I'm gonna probably have to, if I end up having to go back into that building more often,
This is it,
in order
man.
to avoid the incessant masturbation happening in the stall
Bingo.
next to me.
Bingo.
I'm gonna wear one of these shit at my desk.
Well,
I'm gonna eat stuff that only makes me shit,
see,
and I'm gonna be doing it at my desk.
yeah.
I'm not getting up. You wanted me to work?
I think it's
I'm
it's
here,
geared a
baby.
little different, but we'll find out. But you know, you can always test it.
It's a
all,
diaper!
It's all about the test.
I'm gonna put it to the test.
so while wearing a
It
diaper,
should at least hold a lot of piss, considering it's a water
this,
brand.
now we're getting closer. While
All
wearing
right,
a diaper
all
at a concert might seem strange, an incident at a Sabrina Carpenter's recent San Francisco
Huh?
concert, huh?
What happened to Sabrina Carpenter's concert?
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Oh,
The
man.
recent San Francisco concert showed how timely this product's arrival could be. Last month, during a packed show at the Chase Center, a woman was allegedly filmed urinating in the middle of the crowd.
You don't want to lose your spot. It is
Yeah.
hard. You got to fight for that, especially for pit seats,
It's-
or not pit seats, but you know, like being in the pit
You-
where you're just
right,
standing
exactly
in the
right.
crowd.
You
walk
earned
away,
your spot.
you'll never get
You-
back.
no, no, no,
They
no,
will
no,
fight
no.
you
Yeah,
to
no,
to
you'll-
your death.
Absolutely.
They
You'll
will
never get back.
they will
You'll
fucking
never
kill
get
you.
back. So the crowd reacted with a mix of shock and disbelief, with some attendees sharing on their social media posts that the makeshift signs had read, "I got peed on in the pit to see Sabrina Carpenter." so the pit diaper could have spared the woman and those around her from the uncomfortable spectacle. Designed to
I
absorb.
guess you had a little bit too much of that me espresso.
There's too much me espresso in there, a little too much. Designed to absorb, quote, recycled liquid death water.
There we go.
Urine.
Go back into the world.
During
Liquid death.
concerts, the pit diaper promises to keep fans dry and comfortable with leak-proof technology and odor-neutralizing materials. They also come with adjustable waist and hip sizes. So you can really get this whole thing dialed in to
Do
where
they
you need it
expect
to
you
be.
to not wear pants over top of it?
Well,
It's because it's so puffy. Like it looks like a fucking saddle for a motorcycle.
Yeah,
or
but you
something.
could be like in Manowar or something like that, and it
That's
would
true.
fit right in. It's all about context. I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
It's all about context. So
I can't believe this is a real product that they sold.
well, and see, as a bonus, it comes with rock and roll inspired
You
designs
can-
like black pleather, metal studs, and chains. The pit diaper could be a game changer for concert goers. Like the one at the Carpenter's performance.
You can
Slate the
piss
Dilemma.
in it?
So you can piss in it.
And it'll slosh around
this
your
is-
whole-
So here we go. Let's
Oh
do
my
it.
God.
Let's do it. We're gonna watch the commercial. Okay.
Oh
There's-
my God.
There's a whole commercial
my
for
God,
it,
there's a
everybody.
thing for it.
Prepare yourselves for the. Hopefully this doesn't kick us off of the internet. We'll find out. It's
sure-
it's
sure
YouTube
it
on
will.
YouTube. So.
Oh. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's dry. Oh my god. Oh.
There-
$75.
That's it. It's real. It's real. They did it.
Wow.
And
Wow.
what more can we ask from our country? No. What more can what more can we ask for to find all of these? Deirdre said, not even a big concert venue, but I cleaned the Appel Center a few times, and there was an adult diaper shoved in a sanitary napkin receptacle.
Oh my God.
There you go.
I guess this is already a custom that people are just wearing diapers to shows, pissing in them, and just being like, I'm just gonna
whatever. This
just
is
gonna take it off.
you know
before
what
I go
I say.
home.
That's
Woo! Who needs to shit in the bathroom? I'll do it right in my pants,
I
honey.
bring my own. No. I brought my own.
I brought a bathroom right here.
I brought my own bathroom. And sometimes when you're in the pit,
The indignity of pissing yourself, though, is just
I don't. Yeah, exactly. right.
unimaginable.
It's
yeah, I can't. I mean, are you having that much fun that you absolutely cannot be torn away from
exactly
it?
right. I cannot wait for the moment in which I can leave the crowd and go to
Yeah.
the bathroom.
The first little inkling of having to use the bathroom is my.
Yep.
Is I immediately
Yep.
go. I'm
Give me
walking
that.
over there.
And then I'm getting another beer on the way back.
That's right. I get a beer and
that's
replenish.
Right. This is all about
Evolving
doing it.
door every
Yeah,
2 minutes, I'm
That's
pissing.
right. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Deirdre says if you do it, take that shit home with you. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Don't leave it
Get a little
behind for
trash
somebody else
can
because
in your
you know
car.
what? You know what? Life is too short.
It's already too shitty.
Okay.
Okay, I don't
Life-
need your shit
we've
slipping
got-
on and
we've got
being in my
enough-
way.
We've got enough of it. We've got enough of it.
Yeah.
It's only gonna go downhill from there.
That's
Okay.
right.
If you start perpetuating this shit, this was a real product. They sold out of it very quickly. That means there's going to be more. Liquid Death is just embracing whatever they can get a hold
Oh,
of.
they're gonna just shotgun and whatever hits the fucking sticks to the wall, they're gonna keep it.
That's the name of the game these days. And so, Merry Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, Jesus. Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
I'll tell you what.
Sorry your birthday now is full of adult diapers.
That's right. And you can't even buy it. We were reporting on it
no.
so late.
Yeah, you have-
can't even buy it for your
No,
loved
you've,
ones.
You've got all kinds of holes
so
in your
just
body.
Get
and,
them regular diapers and say, listen, I don't trust your bladder.
I mean, I think he just needs some Neosporin, some wound guard because maybe some Bactine because he's got those open wounds. I realize he's divine, but so was fucking Prometheus, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
got his liver eaten out every fucking day, and it grew back. Okay,
because it's a liver.
yeah, because he was immortal, so obviously he's not going to die. So he just keeps getting eaten over and over again.
Once he's done getting eaten, though, I mean,
Yeah.
he definitely could get wasted.
Yeah, well,
all the time.
Life is good. Life is good as long as you do it before the sun goes down, because that's when everything regenerates. That's what it's all about. Make sure you do it before the sun goes down, and that's why we'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt,
There you go, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Are we going to do an episode before?
I don't know if we're gonna fucking do
Whatever.
Christmas.
Fine. This is all you get.
This is what Christmas Eve is. Is Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Oh, who fucking knows? Probably not. Merry Christmas, ho
Yeah.
ho ho.
Have it.
That's right. Who knows? Well, and then what? The following is New Year's Eve,
It
right?
is New Year's Eve.
Who knows?
So,
Who knows what?
We'll be out of here. We'll
See you at some point. Whatever
your
you're gonna
focus for a
do,
while.
you know what's coming up, everybody. Start begging Santa for lube, okay? Because the next time that
It's
we
gonna
see
be
you,
rough.
we're gonna be needing to dilate the orifices of your body to remove all of the shit that has gotten stuck in there
There's
over this hellscape of a year.
Yeah. Get your bingo cards ready.
Let me tell you what, folks. We're gonna have a good time, and we're ready. The orifice report is coming. Prepare yourselves, and that's
Grease
it.
up the holes.
That's what grease them up.
Slide it in.
Slide it in, baby, right to the
Slip
top,
and
as
slide.
as David Coverdale once croaked. So, everybody, prepare yourselves, because once I figure out where my phone is, here it is. I'm going to read you the story that I wrote for Sean this year, because you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Matt didn't take the whole thing in, and so I'm going to force him to listen to it. That's what's happening.
I
here.
need that liquid death diaper.
That's right. It's all you're going to need, because you're going to be here for a while. So I'm going to get Tyler out of the way here. He's talking to me. In the golden meadows of Farswellen, where the fields of starlight grain swayed like rivers of silver under the eternal twilight, the townsfolk stood as though carved of stone, their voices murmuring low, rhythmic chants. Where laughter and song had once filled the air, now silence gripped the land. broken only by the drone of devotion to the name not their own. It had begun weeks before, when a figure emerged from the vast wastes of Vallis Grave, a place where no honest thing dared grow. Cloaked in robes of gilded silk that shimmered like molten metal, he called himself Hallowbane the Magnificent. His presence carried a weight both alluring and ominous, like thunder clouds rolling slowly across the sunlit sky. His voice, soft as breath and sharp as glass, wove itself into the minds of those who listened. Promises of stolen glory returned, of enemies unseen who must be overcome, of everyone deciding that he was the best thing to happen to the land since the last great age. The townsfolk, drawn to his honeyed words, left their tools to rust in the fields. Weeds overran gardens, and lanterns in homes burned without purpose. Their eyes, once aglow with warmth and life, reflected only a hollow light that pulsed with the rhythm of Hallowbane's spell. From his keep atop the sunlit cliffs where dawn and dusk brushed shoulders, words reached Lord Gallagher of the shadow creeping over Farswillen. Without pause, he saddled his dragon, its obsidian scales lifting them into the heavens. Beneath him, the fields rolled like a sea of glass, and ahead, the village lay wrapped in stillness. Its people gathered like mourners beneath Hallowbane's outstretched arms. The Dragon Lord's descent tore through the air with a crackle of storms. His thunder fist, gleaming with streaks of blue fire, pulsed as though sensing the corruption below. In the village square, Hallowbane stood at the center of his web, a gilded spider spinning spells of obedience. His robe shimmered in unnatural hues, gold that looked too bright, too alive, and his mouth curled into a blade-thin grin. Around him, golden tendrils rippled and curled, weaving through the crowd unseen shackles of submission. Gallagher landed with his boot meeting the earth with purpose, and the Thunder Fist sang with electric fury. That's the name of the band that we were in, by the way. Sparks leapt and hissed as Hallowbane turned. His grin widened in a mockery of welcome. But this was not a foe who could be undone by might alone. Lord Gallagher saw the sorcery slinking invisible through the air, its hold coiling around the villagers. From the thrall of the crowd, a bent old man emerged, gnarled as the roots of an ancient tree. His staff, worn smooth with age, tapped softly against the stone as he walked. His beard, silver and long as flowing mist, caught the dim light. He stepped forward, placing himself between Hallowbane and the villagers. The sorcerer's magic rippled in anger, and the tendrils hissing as if sensing resistance. But the old man raised his staff, and from it poured a light soft and steady and unrelenting. It spread like dawn through the fog, cutting through Hallowbane's golden haze. The villagers' murmurs faltered, their eyes clouded and vacant, flickered with something almost remembered. Hallowbane snarled, his gilded hands sweeping wide from the wrists as it unleashed his wrath. At the same instant, the Dragon Lord struck the earth with his thunder fist, a deafening crack echoing through the square, light bursting forth in a tempest of white-blue energy colliding with Hallowbane's sorcery. The elder did not falter even as his eyes widened, his staff now ablaze with ancient power. Together their forces swelled and surged, unraveling the golden strands of Hallowbane's control, thread by thread. The air roared with magic and fury, and the ground trembling as the sorcerer staggered, his robes no longer shimmering, but faded like fraying, aged cloth. His body crumbled from gold to orange rust, swirling into the wind like dying embers. Silence fell. The villagers, blinking as if waking from a long fevered dream, stared in wonder at the world around them. Lord Gallagher approached the elder, his thunder fist now refractory, its energy spent. His old man leaning on his staff, his breath slow, his silver beard stirring in the breeze. What is your name, old one? The Dragon Lord finally asked in a voice low as a distant storm. The elder smiled, his eyes shining like the last star at twilight. I am Sir James Carter, knight of a long forgotten realm. As the sun began its descent beyond the horizon, its golden rays washed the far swelling like a balm, sweeping away the remnants of Hollowbane's shadow. The villagers, restored and renewed, broke into song, a joyous melody carried by the wind, spreading far beyond their fields, reaching every corner of the kingdom, a chorus of celebration. Happiest of birthdays, Lord Gallagher. Forever may you reign the land. So there you go. That was Sean's birthday present.
That's Matt. You're Matt R.R. Suter.
That's right. There you go. It all started with these stupid fucking songs that he wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
And
Dragon Man.
and just to be like, Sean, I can write you some stories for the lyrics if you want, just let me know. And so it all kind of came from that, and now it's just become a routine. And
Yeah.
if there's one thing I am, it's a routine. So I'm just gonna keep going. I'll just
Fuck it.
keep blathering it out.
Do it until they stop you.
That's right, and that's where we're at right now. Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
he can try. He can
Pry it from my cold dead hands,
That's right.
Bezos.
That's right. My thunder fist from my cold dead hands. So I guess that we aren't going to see you until after
Unless
into
we
the new year.
unless we do a different day.
Yeah.
Unless you want to record a different day.
Well, maybe we'll do that.
I'm
maybe
off.
we'll do a
I'm
different
off
day.
all the way through
But if we
till
do,
the beginning of next year.
that's
so.
right. So maybe we'll do a different day. We'll put it on Instagram. So keep an eye on there. We'll let you
Yeah,
know when we're
We'll pop up
doing
and
it,
let
since
you know.
it's fallen on a strange day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Deirdre Nelson and Juan. Thank you. But yes, it's that way we can see each other. We can get something in for the holiday, even if we just do a little holiday special. We'll
Whatever.
do whatever.
Honestly,
we gotta,
maybe we can do a two-headed because that's
Maybe we
that's
can
kind
do
of an
that.
off the that's. Yeah,
right, and we
that's
can-
what I'll aim for because we
can
already
throw
have the
that in
material
mix.
for it.
That's
Yeah.
it. There we go.
So
we
let's
can
add
pull
that.
that all together. Very good. Well, that'll be the plan then, and that way you guys can look forward to some content. Because I'll have time to edit it anyway, so that'll work out just fine.
Yeah,
So
then there's no pressure on it.
that's
Just put
the
it out
ticket.
whenever.
That's the ticket. Okay, everybody, we love you. Goodbye. Happy holidays.
Goodbye.
All the New Year's and all
Happy
the
Christmas.
stuff. And remember,
And
get
Merry New Year.
those holes ready. It's office report time.
Spread them cheeks.
That's right. Hey.
Spread those cheeks.
Cheeks and cheer. Spread it all.